Hi, my name is Björn Lundberg. Every summer for 30 plus years, I've been doing a summer transformation. Summertime is the best time of the year to really open up our bodies, relax, and make a lot of progress in an easy and a nice way. So this summer, I'm going to do a new summer transformation, and I'm going to share everything of the best that I have learned through my lifetime. And this is not just my knowledge, it's also the wisdom of teachers, master teachers that has been on our planet for thousands of years back in many different areas to understand how we evolve to our full potential. So I like in this video, as you see, it's not summer yet, it's quite cold. I'm in Sweden and it's the end of April, and soon the warm weather will be here and this beach will be packed with people. But now I'm alone here, and I'd like to just have a short chat with you, just to share with you the bigger picture, to understand that this summer 2020, it's probably going to be the most epic summer in human history of everything that we go through right now. All the challenges and everything that's just changing completely the way we live. So it's extra important to take really good care of ourselves and to be part of this shift, because we are shifting from one way of living, our old paradigm, to our new paradigm. So let's just, to make it simple, you see I'm standing here with a staff for a reason. So let's just say that here is when we started to count time, day one, right? And the timeline goes through this Piscean time to here, which many believe was actually here a little bit before, the 21st December 2012. That was the shift where we actually went into the Aquarius time. So now we have another 2000 plus years of Aquarius time. And others thinks it will be the 21st of December 2020 when we go into Aquarius time. Then we have another timeline, another few years ahead, 21st of December 2025, where we actually go into the biggest time shift of the different ages. And that is in the yogic Vedic understanding, that from a longer time period back, we have been in the Iron Age, the Dark Age. And we are now in the end of the Dark Age. This is the end time of the Dark Age. And here, 21st of December 2025, we go into the Golden Age. So, as you see in the world today, there is a lot of chaos. And in this transition time, we are right now, like my fingers cross over, it's like a timeline here where there are like waves in to each timeline, right? So these waves of light, waves of higher understanding, higher consciousness. This first wave of light, of higher consciousness, was actually in the 60s, when we have the flower power area and the birth of Aquarius, the famous song, "This is the age of Aquarius," started there. But it couldn't last because we weren't really finished with the old age. So it crumbled, it didn't work, and now we have evolved, and we have come to a time when we are now ready for the time of Aquarius. This also means that we leave the ego. We can't leave the ego behind, but we leave the tendencies of letting the ego control our lives behind, and we wise up, and we let our wisdom be the driving force. Some call it the higher self, others call it the master self. There are many names for it, but let's just talk about mastery, because that's my path. I love studying masters, and the way the masters have lived, that's the best teachings for humanity. So this is a journey of evolving the master self inside, and how to become one with our body, because it's very simple. We get one body for one life, and the better we take care of our body, the better it will take care of us. And in these times, it's extra crucial to clean our system, open up all the blockages, learning about prana, life energy, life force, and how to control everything in a masterful way. Breathing techniques, thought processes, how to include your intuition in your abdominal area, both physically and metaphysically. So this is a spiritual transformation journey, and it will be a lot. So we will take it step by step, and if you really enjoy this, and this is your cup of tea already, you know what I'm talking about. And what we are going to do is very simply, I will take no responsibility for you and your body. That's totally up to you. I'm only taking full responsibility for myself and my body, sharing how I think, how I do things. And then it's totally up to you. If you like what I do, like what I say, and you want to take that to your own life, I leave that totally up to you. And then, if we look at this timeline in a different way, so this is now, this is today, here. And this is the journey. We journey through this time until we come to this point, the end of the summer. And I like you to see yourself fixing aches and pains in your body, fixing thought process that doesn't really work anymore. It belongs to the old paradigm. Just transform as much as you wish. So when you come to this point, the end of this summer, you have, when you look back, you have transformed so much in your life that you can't even begin to imagine how much that happened this summer. So just so you know, there is a saying, aim for the stars and you might hit the moon. I like to say, when we really want something and we really go for it with all our heart and desire, we can move mountains. We can make so much, change, so many incredible positive things. So I like to just to ponder this idea of being part of this journey and really put your whole heart and soul into it. Really go for it. Because that's what I do. Because I noticed when you do things half-heartedly, you get half-hearted results. And when you dive into it with your whole soul and spirit and you do it full-heartedly, you're gonna get full-hearted results. And I'm all for results. I really love transformation. So to better yourself, you don't have to do much. You can just do a little, just take a few of my advices that I do for myself, and you're gonna change and improve quite a lot through this summer, very easily. And if you like to transform yourself, I mean, we talk about from caterpillar to butterfly, then this is possible this summer. We can make huge progress, huge change. It's totally up to you. Whatever you put in, it's what you're gonna get back. So we're gonna talk about a few different things. The core of this, the fundamental knowledge of all this is from all the spiritual teachers that walk, all the different walks of life, of yoga, tai chi, qigong, meditation masters, spiritual masters in all the different religions, which actually is spiritual. The spiritual path is what combine all the religions in one and the same thing. When I talk about our source creator, from the source we came from, I mean the same thing that each religion talk about. So not to get confused here, we talk about just to improve ourselves and our body to our full potential, and to connect more and more and more with that source from which we came from. Because when we do that, we turn on something very magical inside, and we start to be connected to that magical life outside. So for this to happen, there is one philosophy which we will talk about quite a lot, and it's called power versus force. And in this old era, the old era of Pisces, it's been an era of force. And as we can see, the elite that runs the planet, or the worldly plane that we live on, they are ruling by force. They are forcing everything on humanity with techniques that are covert and just very not so nice. Let's just put it that way. And force can never last. Force only have a way of, when you look at empires that have been ruling the world, they only last for a few hundred years, and then they crumble, they implode, because everybody inside can't get along when it's built on force, on evil structure. So, what is power? This is the era of Aquarius and the golden age which we're moving into. This is the era of our higher self, our master self. And force is the combination with love. So, in order to leave force, we need to understand that force is when we don't have love, and power is when we have love. So to really come into our full potential, to be a powerful being, and the body being in its full power, which means it will be immune, it means we need to study and understanding love on much deeper levels, in everything we think, in everything we speak, and everything we do. So we're going to be talking about many things, and one of these very fundamental things is understanding the human being and the human doing. So we're going to practice a lot of beingness this summer instead of just doing so much. We're going to do a lot, but the most important thing is how we do things, and that is with a lot of feeling. So how to develop feeling is how to develop love. So the more love we can infuse, the more feeling we experience, and then that becomes a loop of very nice energy. So it's not about doing more and doing it harder and tougher. That is the old paradigm. You see, I've been teaching and mentoring and coaching athletes on very high levels, professionals in many different sports, and I've been teaching and coaching amateurs who are practicing because they love it. But what I have found is that this old era, the era of Pisces, the era of the ego, we don't take very good care of the body in our sports. We have a tendency, if you look at the body as our horse and we are the rider, it's a lot of using the whip and getting the horse to do what we want by force. And then by the end of each training session or competition, the horse is almost dead. And we are happy because we did it, right? Well, that doesn't work in the long run. Well, what I have come to the conclusion is that we have to become one with our body. And instead of seeing the body as a horse as a metaphor, let's see what it really is. Our body is an avatar. We are the light. The soul comes into the body when we are in our mother's womb, and it's only been a few weeks of us or the DNA from the mother and father taking form. And then suddenly this magic happens when the soul comes into the body, and the first heartbeat happens. Well, what we need to understand is there is some magical power when we are one with our body. We are connecting on all levels, and we get intuition, and there's so many things we're going to talk about this summer. That is the magical part of life, which we can't feel if we are in tune with our body. If we just go on like this old paradigm has been. This old paradigm, we just go, and it's strange to us that we get sick. It's strange to us that the body breaks. And in a way, yes, the body is very frail and weak. We need to be very careful how we build it up, how we strengthen it, so it becomes really tough and strong. And in the yoga tradition, all the yoga different practices is actually one and the same thing, and that is that yoga stands for union. How to become one with our body, how to become one with ourself, and one with source energy. So this is my path. I love it. I just love it. And it's so, the wins, if we talk about wins, we gain from this path when we become wiser and wiser, and we connect deeper and deeper. That is the meaning of life. That's why we're here, to really evolve to our full potential. And instead of talking full potential, I actually teach and talk about the zone of our full potential, because it's much easier to stay in a zone of our full potential and our body's full potential than to stay in our peak of our full potential. That can't last. We can only be in our peak for a short time. Then we need to relax, recover, and then go back again. So the relaxing time, the valley, the mountaintops and the valleys, all of it is the zone of our full potential. So I'm gonna share with you how I have learned to not just peak all the time, to also relax. So it will be a nice wave journey of going full on and then relax, going full on and then relax. So week by week, we make great progress. And by the end of the summer, wow, transformation. So get ready, just mentally prepare yourself, feel if you want to be part of this, and there will be a new video coming very soon, which will tell you more. So I hope you like this little short presentation, and I hope you like to tune in and take part of more. Take good care of yourself. I see you soon. Bye.